Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
So where do you hook up your yoke? Like on that table?
It actually has right here. Let me grab it.
I'm a little bit of a geek,
This
guys, when it comes to flight simulators.
This is what holds it in place. Also,
where do you put the hand lotion?
This desk.
Shut up. I'm trying to watch him do it.
Is it waterproof?
She closes the hatch on the car, makes her way around to the driver's side. By this time, when she gets into the driver's seat, she looks through the window, and she sees the man has now moved his way to the front of the car, and he is bending over, appearing to reach for something. But she notices that his complete buttocks are exposed.
Oh, no, I don't think he did miss most of my childhood. He just, and there's nothing he would ever have to apologize for. Because, I mean, if I needed him, he was there. It's just there weren't a lot of sleepovers.
Did you see him weekly?
W-E-A-K-L-Y?
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Robb Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Welcome. Good to be back after the anniversary odyssey, as I like to call it. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. We are enjoying our second decade of the show that has become a daily routine for thousands of listeners in great places like Provincetown, Massachusetts, P-Town.
P-Town.
Is that what you call it?
Zanesville. What?
You call it P-Town?
I believe it was referred to up there as P-Town.
Okay.
Yeah, P-Town.
I part of
Zanesville, Ohio. Sandston, Virginia, Joliet, Illinois, where the prison is.
Yes.
Rice Lake, where Jake and Elwood were
exactly. Joliet, Jake, and Elwood Blues.
I thought Rick and Morty were from there.
I don't know who they are.
And then there's also that Shakespearean play, Romeo and Juliet.
Rice Lake, Wisconsin, and the Republic of Singapore.
Yes.
Which I saw Crazy Rich Asians, and I'd like to go to Singapore someday.
I like that
It looks like it
movie.
would be fun. It would be really, really fun. So thank you to Oscar and to Robb for covering for me yesterday while I drove back from the Panhandle after my anniversary weekend. It was an 8-hour drive, so that was why I was not here yesterday.
We
appreciate
were guessing,
that.
is it the 11th anniversary?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
You gotta know, it's your anniversary.
No,
Hey,
you don't
Carla?
have to. I used to
Carla,
think
can you
had
hear
to.
me? What was that, our 11th or our 12th?
I think it's...
Our 12th. It was our 12th
Oh,
anniversary.
a dozen, cousin. That's good.
Yeah, our 12th anniversary. And went up there with my mother-in-law and my son. So we had a house up there in the Panhandle for 2 nights. 3 nights, actually. Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. Came back. And it was, the nice thing about getting out of the house once in a while is that things tend to happen. You see different things that you've never seen before. Things, you meet different people that you've never met before. You bump into circumstances, maybe something you've never tried or an area you've never seen.
Culturally,
it's nice.
Mike,
yes.
if I recall, that there are 3 world famous Rivieras. There is the French Riviera, there is the Mexican Riviera, and there is the Florida Riviera.
The redneck.
That's how
Riviera.
I've heard it referred to. Yes.
We weren't probably quite as far. We were 80 miles east of Pensacola.
Okay.
So we were
You're in the
in
suburbs.
the Panhandle. We were near what is called Panama City. That's
I
the
know it
area
well.
where
Spring
some of
break
the hurricanes have hit. What's
Florida.
that?
Spring break capital of Florida.
Yeah, we didn't. And we were. I want to say we were just past that because we
that's
were
why
in
I
a
didn't see
sleepy
you.
little town called
That's why-
What?
I was going to say, that's why I didn't see you on TRL this weekend.
Yeah.
Because you weren't actually at
remember La
spring break.
Vela?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
candle.
It was very family oriented. It was very quiet, and and so tragically white.
Really?
It just was. Yeah, Carla hit me to that early on.
Well, isn't Florida that? I mean, unless you go to Miami, isn't it? I mean, isn't it known just for being very white?
Maybe it is, Oscar.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
There's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
No, and I'm not talking about
it's not a
that there
melting
was
pot.
a total lack of diversity. It just was, it seemed like where we were was, a lot of young people with families. And I shouldn't be bothered by the fact that I'm seeing these men with 29-inch waists with all the perfect Zoolander haircuts,
Soft, yeah.
with their babies and everybody looking that
like
way.
a fit
But it's
dad.
but when my wife looked at me,
more than that.
a fit dad
Yeah.
is disgusting to me.
Yeah.
It's totally
Oppressive.
annoying.
Yeah, like, he's definitely living off of his wife because someone's got to work.
Right.
It was interesting.
That's the feeling I have.
So it was a nice trip. On our way there, before you get to these little bastions of merrymaking and holiday, you drive through real America. I like to call it real America.
Was it a lovely drive? Because I mean, there are drives that are very pleasant.
it was not. It was not. I was hoping. I always think in this state that you're going to drive through an area where you go town to town to town, and you get to look out and see. You don't.
Yeah.
In order
New
to
England.
well, that's not even New England. Can you do that all the time? I would love it. No. Coastal areas.
I beg to differ. Driving up to Maine.
Yeah.
Route 1 in Maine might be an exception to the rule.
Like from
But
Portland to where you have your place. That's
if
that's
you
a
take
beautiful
the
drive.
coastal road, but it
Sure.
takes too long, and if you've got an 8-hour drive, it's going to take you 12 hours because you're going to have to go in the little
zigzags.
We can't do that, so it's a lot of pine trees. And driving all day long.
We did.
That's what it is.
You and I and Oscar shared a vehicle once as we drove to Florida, and the one lasting memory I had from Florida as we were getting closer was crumbling infrastructure.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of
Even downtown Orlando wasn't
not that great.
I think the roads were good, and I think there wasn't a lot to see.
sound
I
like
think
our
that
president.
look, I've driven so many miles. I really have. Even when I go on a trip by plane, I drive.
Yeah.
I like to see the world, and a lot of miles, and really a lot of it is, you're not amused the whole time. You're driving through rural areas, and all I know is that when we got close to our final destination, there were not one but two altercations that I witnessed. One occurred as we got very close, and we realized, I believe it was my son who had not brought a bathing suit. Well, we're going to a beach destination. So
did he think it was a nude beach?
No, he didn't.
Okay, because I didn't know if he handled his own.
He did hear Riviera.
Well, if he's old enough to handle his own packing.
Maybe he thought you were going to the French Riviera.
Look,
But
all
they do that
shtick
type of stuff.
aside,
Yes.
we had to pick up some stuff, and there was, as there always is, a Walmart that was
fantastic
somewhere in the Panhandle region. At the Walmart, this was the minor one. There was a father at self-checkout. There was a father, son, and I got some gym shorts because I wanted to look my best.
Sure.
No, because we were going to be doing a lot of bike riding, and I wanted to, wear the right. I didn't bring anything but golf shorts. And
so you wanted to be prepared
and look good.
Yes, as a gift. I mean, you were traveling with two ladies, and you love to give.
I ended up not wearing the gym shorts at all on the trip. They made their way back with their Walmart tag on.
You could return them, I'm sure, to any Walmart for a full cash refund.
I'll use them at some point if they fit well and they're comfy. That's what you normally, when I'm doing a long bike ride, that's what I wear.
Yes.
So anywho, at the self-checkout, Mrs. O'Mara and my son were somewhere else in the store.
Yes.
And I didn't know where they were, so I was just going ahead and checking out. And the son
They can buy their
and
own
the
things.
father were like, when you, and it sounded, I caught just a little bit of it because you don't want to stare.
No.
But it's like, well, when are you doing that? I said, I don't know when I'm doing that. Well, I told you that, Daddy. I told you to get on it, Daddy.
Daddy.
And I hear, it's like, I'm going out there. I'm going to go. And the son, all I see is what appeared to be the son walks off and walks out of the self-checkout and walks out of the store.
Okay.
The father, I have no idea what the relationship is, but it appeared to be father and mother behind.
Yeah.
And he says, he is driving me, and top of his life, the F word, effing crazy. such an effing jerk. And I'm just like going, I said, y'all have a good day now. You hear? And then
This shocks me that they would have chosen self-checkout. Was there a full-service option available?
well, sure, there's a full service option available. I didn't know why they
Maybe it was
chose
going
it not.
faster.
And I was scanning 2 pairs of shorts because I like to dress for success. And so I'm scanning my Russell athletic wear
Russell
shorts that I believe some people wear to dine out, because
Of course.
there's nothing
You're on
quite like an
vacation,
elastic waistband.
And you're in Florida. Do what you want.
Yeah.
Well, lots of shorts. And then there was a gas stop. Now, at the gas stop was something that was much more disturbing.
Okay.
I was where I'm usually sitting. I'm in the Aunt Edna passenger side of the car.
Pointing at
and
things
my
as you drive by
mother-in-law-
them, right?
What's that?
You point at things as you drive by them. That's your job in the passenger
Look at that. Look at that. And are you coming in? Nope.
No, I'm going to stay here.
And so I stayed in the car, and then I hear, "You're the beauty," and I roll the window down to say, and at this point in time, there appeared to be a parental handoff going on.
Okay.
Because there was a woman in a sport utility vehicle with a baby. She had handed it to a gentleman, and the gentleman said something that was F y'all, F all y'all, F. It was. It was.
That sounds
F,
about right.
it was F you all, effing mother effers.
I
I
hate to put this on Pony, but I think
yes,
in the interest of a proper historical record, I think you need to say it.
Fuck y'all, motherfuckers.
That sounds about right.
Believe I have that absolutely perfect.
I believe,
and that was it. And that was it. And it was, it was right as we were making our way into where we were going to stay, and I posted about it because I said, well, I just hadn't witnessed a lot of this.
Yeah.
It was nothing really violent, but there was you're driving north to go south. Get it?
Yep.
You're driving up to where you're closer. I'm closer to Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia than I am to my home in Florida. That's where we are. That's the part of the state where we are. And then all of a sudden we went over this little bridge, and suddenly we were in immaculate privilege land.
Yes.
And it was very, very nice. And
when you experienced the second altercation, the one with the alleged baby handoff
at the gas station, much more of a kind of an outburst, much briefer, but much more. Hey, what's going on with that? And then he got into his truck and drove away, and didn't spin the wheels.
Maybe he did a little.
And I'm just in the passenger side, like an old man going.
Yeah.
Was it a name brand gas station?
What?
Was it a name brand gas station, or was it like Pilot?
Well, probably could have been a pilot. Could have been a pilot.
One,
there are a
sure.
lot of pilots.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I will tell. Yeah,
you get we have similar paths in life, but different viewpoints. We're on the 4th floor here in DC.
Mm-hmm.
And not to take it away from
major metropolitan area.
Yes.
Yeah, happening.
And you're looking at a major intersection.
We'll go with that.
I will see drunkards coming out of all the bars, people fighting. This is around 6, 7 p.m. Saturday. They've been day drinking all day, especially with college football back in play.
Right.
Sure.
You're talking about a street scene.
Yes. In a street scene, like hero.
You just keep walking and it's no big deal.
Well, I'm not calling 911 unless someone gets hit by a car, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not either.
Yeah, but if
I'm
you're in a
letting it go.
gas station, you may be a witness to a crime.
Could be.
But it just was a fight. He was just angry about y'all MFers about something. And it looked to me, you know what it looked to me, being a divorced father?
Yes.
A father who, had, his life kind of turned upside down. That's immediately the vibe I got, that there was some sort of thing going, because he was taking a kid and she was going
dropping
away.
him
I
off.
have no
And who hasn't
I have no
had
idea.
a bad day?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
You
It
didn't
happens.
have drop-offs or pickups like that with your ex-wife. I'm sure it was like cordial.
Yeah, I mean, it really wasn't that bad, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm really trying
Go
to
see Daddy
remember.
for second Christmas. All right, bye.
No, it was you guys
Boxing
were
Day.
around that. Wait a minute, you guys were around that.
Yes.
You saw a little of that.
No,
So
but
I mean,
there was no drama. I remember I met her twice in passing, and she looked like she
there was
dropping
plenty
off
of
kids.
drama during the breakup.
Correct. But not afterwards.
Well, no. Once you accept your reality, you move on, and you have to kind of handle that.
And there was
that's the way it goes.
no awkward drop-offs in my house because of my absentee father.
Yes.
It was mostly phoning.
So you didn't have exchanges, regular
you
exchanges.
didn't see him for like 18 years, right?
I could think of maybe once or twice that I like slept over at his place because largely it was because
You didn't know this?
he would take me. We would go to the beach sometimes because we had my cousin or his cousin had a beach place, so we'd go up there for occasional weekends. But no, I never stayed with him.
Yeah. Mike, this is why he's the way he is. Like HBS with all his testosterone rolled into his life later in life when he's already formed. This is the man he was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I never remembered that, but I never remembered that.
But also I spent so much time at my grandparents' house almost every weekend and a bulk of every summer because I was working the vegetable stand.
And
so
they
sad when
raised
I
you.
say it out
Did your
loud.
grandparents raise you basically?
Largely, yeah. I would say, I was there
Okay.
all the time. Now, I'm not trying to diminish what my mom did because my mom was awesome and a working mom
she's a hero.
who really was there for me all the time.
Why are you saying hero, Oscar? Why?
It's because it's a nice veiled dick move is what it is.
It's so dicky. He was being dicky.
What am I?
I
She's
can
a
tell by
single
looking
mom.
at him that he's being
The hero.
dicky.
But
Yeah.
but I mean, like I would essentially live at
It
my
doesn't
grandparents'
sound
house in
like
the
that to
summertime.
me, Oscar. It sounds like a wonderful lady. We all know her. We love her.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
wonderful. But it doesn't. It sounds like both parents were kind of picked up by the grandparents,
but
right? They were
one
kind
Propped
of
up a little bit.
one
yeah.
propped up.
Not
is the word I
but
meant to
not
use.
in a bad way.
One parent kept him.
Yeah, that's true. And he came over. He came over every Christmas.
So he didn't have visitation. Or
No,
anything
you know
like
what?
that?
I would have to look at the paperwork, but I don't think there ever was like a custody or visitation agreement. It might have been because it was so amiable. It was a very cordial divorce, but I don't know. It was never really an issue. I saw him enough, but I never like went and stayed with him.
And my daughters stay with me
All the
every
time.
weekend.
Like
Yeah.
every other.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
They were
weekends
loved.
or every other weekend.
Rob was
Something like
not.
that.
No, I believe I may have been loved. No, you know what? I'll say this.
Just taking that. I did not expect
Mike,
to take this
I
turn.
am
on the show
loved
today.
now.
Okay.
And perhaps it was so long
You
ago.
have a great relationship with both parents. now.
Yes, they do answer my calls all the time.
Has your father ever sat down and said, son, like, I was young. I just didn't know any better. Sorry. Like, I missed most of your childhood.
No, I don't think he did miss most of my childhood. He just, and there's nothing he would ever have to apologize for.
Okay.
Because, I mean, if I needed him, he was there. It's just there weren't a lot of sleepovers.
Where was
Okay.
he then if he wasn't sleeping over? Like, when would you guys hang out?
Like I said, we would spend many weekends at the beach. He would go over there, and, sometimes we'd hang out, like, on a Sunday to go do stuff.
Oh,
And
he'd
come
pick
visit.
you up, like, on a random Sunday and go
Yeah,
out,
we could.
like
yeah,
Chuck E. Cheese.
No, it was never Chuck E. Cheese. Other things.
Did you see him weekly?
WEAKLY?
I thought you knew this, Mike.
No.
I didn't. Rob, am I being honest here? Did I know this? Have we ever had this kind of
We've
discussion?
talked about it, yeah. we have.
Internally.
But I know I didn't know. But I mean, you always say I'm a product of a broken home, and we make
and that's a
jokes
joke.
about
That's a
that.
joke because actually, I mean, I had one of, especially if you look at my extended family, I had one
Great
of the
support
greatest,
system.
the greatest
Yes.
family support
Yes.
system in the world growing up.
But Dad got a free pass for many years.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, I don't think he abused it either. I mean,
No one's saying he did that. We're just trying to build like the foundation
The narrative?
of who Robb Spiewak is and why.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of time with him, like probably between, I would say,
this show.
third grade and now.
Yeah.
This show.
No, he stormed back into your life when you were like 18, right?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
absolutely sure.
When
yeah.
you were fun.
Yeah, when I could drink.
When you weren't a responsibility.
That's right. You know what? And you know what? I might be the same way. I can't blame him for that.
Okay, I just didn't know. I didn't know that.
But, yeah.
but let me get back to the Panhandle.
Please.
What was Father's Day like back when you were kids? I'm sorry, just one last question.
Well, I was told
Some
that
people don't want to get back to the Panhandle.
I was told that Father's Day was celebrated every 4 years, like a presidential election, and that it was usually
That's what made it special.
A letter was written, and it was read on.
Is that why you're such an engaged dad? Do you think?
I don't buy into all that stuff.
That you overcompensate for what you didn't have.
I don't buy into that. I do what I like to do with my kids. I love my kids. I love being with them.
You're a great dad.
And
you're
so
like their best
No,
friend.
but I mean
dad.
you are an involved.
Yeah,
and always have been an involved father.
But I don't think that that's a reflection of that as much as it is the other stuff that was going on when I was being brought up. Because we were always up in my grandmother before she passed said the thing she was proudest of in her life is that her 8 kids would get together and socialize outside of like being at her house.
Mm-hmm.
That they
loved each other.
They were still involved and loved each other, and that she says that's when you know you've raised your children right. And that whole sort of social structure and that familial structure is something that even as recent as a couple weeks ago when the family got together, we talked about it. Because I was talking to my Uncle Billy, who's the oldest. He was born before World War or right during World War II, the front of the war. I mean, so he's an older fellow now. A lot of wisdom on him. And he said
that's because George Bailey ended up going off to war.
Well, yeah, that's Uncle Billy.
I had no idea. People don't realize that Robb is literally related to Uncle Billy.
Yeah,
Stupid man who was responsible for Mr. Potter getting all of George Bailey's
When I was
deposits.
talking to Uncle Billy, I said, "Why did you put the money in the newspaper?
I don't know, George. I don't know. You stupid old fool. Don't you know what this means? It means prison and bankruptcy
and scandal."
and scandal.
No, but he said, "How are you handling the empty nest stuff?" I said, "It's going a lot better and a lot easier than I thought it would." He says, "Because you've raised them right, and now you have to let them launch. And that's just the way it is. And if you've done the job building up, you do okay." So anyway, I again, the show, I didn't expect to go here. But yeah.
Well, someday I'd like to spend more time talking about this.
Me too.
Well, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Well,
I'm here almost every day.
We'll call it Robb's Couch.
Yes.
Okay. I like
we'll
that.
have that segment on the show. So let me dive back into
We sold
the moment.
couches too.
One of the great things about going away is that and I realize it doesn't always have to be me who gets into something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I think a lot of times when you listen to people, as if something really weird happens, or even, I don't want to say something bad happens, but if something out of the ordinary happens, it's anybody that does what we do for a living, we consider it after the initial shock of it.
Oh,
A great example would be a great example would be Oscar getting into that automobile. It's horrible, terrible,
Yes.
litigated.
Terrible.
But after the dust settled and everybody was fine, Oscar realizes he's got one hell of a story to tell.
Sure.
on the show, and it was when we were doing our live show, so it was
Lost
a
in
big
Vegas.
deal. So
But the show
when that
won.
happens to one of us, it's a big deal. What I'm not accustomed to is having not an immediate family member, and I consider my mother-in-law a once removed family member. It's
Sure,
not like something
not a blood relative.
happening to my
Could be
wife.
your sister.
Yeah.
The Modern Family with the 3 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So this is the way it goes down. We decide we took Michael to the beach one day, took him to a pool the next day. We're taking Michael to the pool. At this particular point, Carla's mom says she wants to go out to the grocery store and get some water. So we go to the pool. It's very brief because we've got
Just brief.
We've got plans that night. I think this is Sunday. This is Sunday afternoon.
Oh, so you're going to an
And
evening mass?
We're going to a sports bar so I can watch my New York Giants just be horrible.
Yes.
That was
And
embarrassing.
I guarantee. Ready? I guarantee the Washington football win this Thursday.
Guarantee.
You're playing the worst team. You are playing the worst team in the NFL. A team organizationally from the top down, filled with rot, filled with bad decisions and mistakes and incompetence and people taking advantage of being the number one media market and wallowing in a primordial oozing pile of goo.
But the
They
anticipation,
suck.
the anticipation for the game is fun.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
you
it
like I
was.
can do something
Yeah.
while we're there.
But it turns
Yeah,
out
but
they
immediately
didn't do diddly poo.
I'm Daniel Jones. I am not an animal. Giants driving. Oh, he fumbled again. 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 Anyway, getting back to it. So she goes to the store. We go to the pool. Later, we're going to go see the game.
Okay.
And as we're making our way back from the pool, my mother says, Carla says to me, gets a text from her mom and says, when you get back to the house, do I have a story to tell you? Ooh. That's not like her. I don't expect that from her. That doesn't happen very often.
You know what? Coming from her, it almost wouldn't even be a rhetorical question. You should have replied, yes, you do.
So we're not racing back to hear this story,
No,
but
it's out of the ordinary. It's unexpected.
So we get back to the house, and she begins to tell the tale of going. She just went to the grocery store to get some bottled water.
That's it.
She drinks bottled water, ridiculous amounts of it, constantly, bottles all over the place, bottle, and she's constantly replenishing her supply. So here's the way the story goes. I am giving this to you secondhand, but I'm going to try because I grilled her. The following morning, Monday morning. I'm grilling her to make sure that I've got it right. Might have been Sunday evening that I'm just making sure. Let me see if I've got this straight. So here's how the story goes. She is making her way back to the car with her bottled water.
She's already made the purchase.
She sees a man who is standing at the rear door of, I think maybe an SUV, but he's standing at the rear door. And she goes off and she puts the water in the car and returns the cart to the cart corral.
Good.
Very sweet.
When she turns around, she sees this gentleman. And this gentleman is wearing what appears to be some sort of nylon spandex underwear and nothing else. And he's standing at the rear door of the car, the rear door behind the driver's door.
Okay.
And she explains it that she sees everything, not that it's exposed based on the tightness or the outline. She sees this man's genitalia.
As Robin Williams once said, pants so tight you can tell his religion.
That's what she sees.
Right.
At this particular point, she sees this, notices it. He doesn't seem to be acknowledging her. That will play into the story. And by the way, we will have a visual aid today.
Oh, yes.
Oh, fantastic.
She makes her way, closes the hatch on the car, makes her way around to the passenger side, to the driver's side. By this time, when she gets into the driver's seat, she looks through the window and she sees the man has now moved his way to the front of the car and he is bending over, appearing to reach for something. But she notices that his complete buttocks are exposed.
Like it's a thong-styled garment?
Thong-style, but not thong underwear. It appears to be tight satin briefs that have been purposefully pulled into the crack of his buttocks.
I understand.
And because she is a super sleuth, in my humble opinion, and doing a great job, she decides she's got to get a picture of this.
Yeah.
So she snaps off a picture, and at that moment, she said, well, I don't know if I got that picture. She's going to do it again. As she's getting ready to take the second picture, as this man's cheeks are up in the air,
yes,
she looks in his side view mirror, and he is looking directly at her.
Oh, no.
As if to be presenting the buttocks for her to see.
And if he is presenting, I bet he has no problem with being photographed.
I am going to send the picture. I urge you to zoom in
May I add,
on the picture.
Just for our audience.
Yeah.
God forbid there's a new listener listening today. Mike's mother-in-law, who is 3 years younger than Mike,
yes,
is a smoke show. She's
lovely.
she's very attractive. Carla is a byproduct of a smoke show, so she's a smoke show.
Well, there you go. Oscar.
Yeah.
When you see the picture, tell me if I got it right.
That guy is getting his kinks by showing himself off to said smoke show.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But also, I will also add this, if I may. I think he might work out.
I mean, he's got great glutes.
Oh, I think now that I'm looking at the picture, it appears no, he doesn't.
It was just a joke, of course.
I mean, that's not a bad butt,
I
though.
believe it may be. Note in this photograph.
Yeah,
it's not the side view mirror; it's the rear view mirror. Note the position of the rear view mirror, and that's when it gets a little. That's when it gets a little disturbing.
Yeah, that was purposely aimed for this shot.
Yeah. I like that she's so ballsy that she's like,
let's use a different word.
Let me get this on. Let me get this on film.
Yeah, exactly. Digital capture.
Now you want to get another zoom in on that photograph.
All right,
with pleasure.
And note the hair.
Let me see that. The hair on the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
Those might be.
Does
implants.
that appear to be some sort of permed or even perhaps a wig?
I think my first guess was implants gone bad.
Yeah, like the Legend of Dewey Cox.
She has got a guy
ride hard,
that
walk hard.
At this point, when the eyes meet, she looks down. She's not going to look over again. Her goal is to get the car out of the parking space.
I guess so.
She explains it like this. As she begins to back out of the parking space, this gentleman begins twerking.
Oh!
Bouncing his ass up and down vigorously with his knees on the running board.
Maybe he was like, "Hey, lady, if you want a show, I'll give you a show."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And how would you describe the under? Do those appear to be some sort of satin briefs of some kind that are?
Yeah.
I said, were there pants around the ankles at all? No. This is what he was wearing. These are the shorts that he was wearing.
There's some fabric underneath as well.
Yeah, that appears not to be thong tight.
No.
Yeah, so these are what happens is what you've got here are Richard Simmons styled shorts.
Yes,
for lack of a better explanation.
Like running shorts.
But what they've done, Mike, is a portion of them have, like you, took a trip north this very weekend.
But it is disturbing. Look, all kidding aside.
No. All kidding aside, I agree with you, Oscar. I said this could have been a potentially very bad situation.
Awkwardly bad.
Like Silence of the Lambs type of situation.
Yeah, very, very weird. But I mean, Silence of the Lambs, if the guy with the van was standing outside twerking with his ass in the air, instead of sneaking somebody into the back of his van,
he didn't
weird.
turn to your mother-in-law and say, "It moves the rearview mirror."
It moves the rearview mirror, or else it gets the butt again.
So great.
So my question to you, is this kink, this man who obviously has his rear view mirror positioned so he can see the reaction, is he A, doing this because he thinks, hey, maybe this will result in something, or B, just doing this like he's probably done 1,000 times to other people in supermarket parking lots?
I'm sure it is.
What say you?
I say that it is in a similar vein to a flasher, but what he's done
That's what I think.
is he's made it legal by not really flashing.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy, though.
It's beyond creepy, and it's wrong.
This, for me, nothing shocks me. Like when on Nextdoor, every 25th post of a week always says guy in trench coat, right? And even in the summer, like guy with long coat, like showing himself off.
Right.
These guys are broken. This gentleman in the picture, my opinion, is broken.
Yeah, but you can't have a trench coat in Florida because it's too hot. So he has to use running shorts.
You get your pink satin boxers out and shove them up the crack of your ass.
It would be opportunity.
If he was in Wisconsin, it would be different.
This is classic. This is classic flasher tradecraft.
Tradecraft.
Yes,
yeah, I think he's right.
They set up and then they strike when they and for all in fairness to Carla's mother, like it's not like you've got somebody that's not attractive parking next to him.
How much do you think that has to do with it? Because if you're saying the way this is based on her look, and this just because she just rolled out of the store and this guy's there.
Yeah.
Do you think, because now you're starting to freak me out, because do you think this guy is seeing her and going, I got a plan, or is this just, could he have done this to an 85-year-old
He's
grandmother?
not doing it to Granny.
No,
He's not doing that.
I disagree. I think he would do it. I think if the thrill is to
waste of a flash.
to expose your ass, the target has very little to do with it. I would
So
guess.
it could be anyone?
I would think so if he was already parked next to her. The fact that she's lovely is just gravy for him, if you'll pardon the expression.
Hey, Carla.
I think it's strategic.
Oh, Carla's taking a
Yeah.
nap. She just got home from work.
Well, she's got to deal with that. Her mom's being harassed at grocery stores.
I know.
Her
it's
ass.
incredible. Yeah. But the whole thing at the end,
Scary.
the twerking.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he's got a game.
He had his victim.
He's in shape. He wanted to show off.
He's got a game book. He's got a playbook.
Not in shape. He's not.
Mike, that
Excuse
if you
me,
didn't
that
tell
is
me,
not
if you
in shape.
didn't tell me that butt was a man's butt, I'd think twice.
Hold on a second. You think that's in shape?
It's all right.
I mean, I don't know.
That take a look at it again. Note the stomach next to the right arm.
I'm not looking. I'm saying if you
That's true.
if you just showed me the shape of that rump, I might be into it. I didn't know
I think
enough
the guy
about
looks like he's 265, Oscar.
it. From this angle, I'm just telling you.
Well, it is Oscar's favorite angle.
It's just
Documented
on that show. But anyway,
I wish we could put this up and take a poll.
Well, yeah, put it up. Go ahead.
No,
Put it up at MikeO'BearShow.com.
No,
Don't need to be.
I don't.
reported.
That's not the
Don't need to
traffic
be
we
reported
want.
for that nonsense.
Well, anyway.
Tony, what'd you think? Do you like it, or something you get into if you know?
You know what? I think it's
There it is.
impressive work, and kudos to him for the twerking. It's a little extra touch.
There you go.
There it is. Enjoy, everybody. We'll take a short break, come back with the homepage. You're listening to the Mike O'Mara Show, and we will be right back after that. Sorry your dad didn't spend more time with you, Rob.
That's all right. I'm glad the chance we got to meet Panhandle Paul.
Okay, good.
Jim Amato, I love your voice. It's just fantastic.
And now the sultry sounds of Jim Amato are available in one timeless collection. TNA Records is proud to present That's Amato. Listen as Jim reads some of his favorite words.
Bamboozle, aluminum, quinceañera, phantasmagoria, sheer panties.
Amato does it all. Jim's silky smooth tones sing as he reads from the Jugtown, Pennsylvania phone book.
Carpenter, Ralph.
No! Stop it! You two idiots are ruining this podcast with your stupid, silly, asinine garbage! Rabbits, Twitch, and Amato! Get back in line, you miserable pew! Platoon, you will listen to the Mike O'Mara Show! You will order a bonus show subscription by clicking the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com! That's an order! Company dismissed!
Thank you. That's interesting.
Nice, isn't it?
They, I don't know what kind of drugs those guys are on, but it's interesting. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. This portion of our program brought to you by Liquid IV. It's still summer.
Yeah.
Whew. And we need to be proactive to keep our body fueled up in case you were twerking somewhere and hydrated so we can be our best. One stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone, and it tastes great. It's delicious. Flavors like watermelon, strawberry, lemon, lime. It sounds amazing because it is. We live on Liquid IV here at TMOS because it makes us feel great, and the taste can't be beat. What makes Liquid IV so effective? Cellular transport technology, CTT. It's the optimal ratio of glucose, sodium, and potassium, and it delivers water and nutrients into the bloodstream super fast. Plus, Liquid IV is on a mission to change the world. Products are being donated to hospitals, first responders, food banks, veterans, and active military. Liquid IV has donated over 11 million servings globally. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code TMOS at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order today when you get better hydration using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. Rob is drinking it right now as
They're
we speak,
great.
ladies and
We don't
gentlemen.
say it enough. Thank you to Liquid IV. They've been such an amazing partner. We love
If you
them.
look, just try this at home. Literally grab one of these packs and drink 4 of these with your Liquid IV. You're gonna feel happier and healthier.
Yeah,
You just are.
You do better. You do better. It's good stuff.
Just don't put any pink boxer shorts on. Thank you.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
Yes, it is. And we start the homepage off with some very good news. Jeff Bridges had some great news to share yesterday. His cancer is in remission. Last October, he announced he was diagnosed with lymphoma and would be starting treatment. And yesterday, he said his 9-inch by 12-inch mass is now the size of a marble. Would this be the speech? Is this
Could be.
why?
Could be. I think he kind of kept it quiet.
It's very, very strange. We'll get to another story that Robb's got after this that is not, has also been kept quiet. Jeff also said he had COVID earlier this year. He caught it at the facility where he's receiving his chemo. He's feeling much better now. Up until recently, he was needing oxygen just to walk around, but thanks to the therapy, he was able to walk his daughter down the aisle at her wedding and do the father-daughter dance without the oxygen tank. Jeff will soon resume filming his new Hulu series, The Old Man. And now a horrible piece of news from the comedy community, the Saturday Night Live community, the podcast community. This broke right before we taped the show today. Norm Macdonald, one of the funniest men in the world, a guy that, we use this all the time on the show.
Who did they go to war with? The world.
We had no idea that Norm Macdonald has passed away.
He was
you
quietly.
got that
He was
moments before the show tape.
It
right?
broke about 20 minutes before we opened the mics. He was quietly battling cancer, apparently. And remember, about a year ago, he said that he was going to back off on touring because he couldn't do it without offending people.
Yes.
So I don't know if that was part of his strategy to stay out of the limelight, but he passed today, according to his production partner. He was 61.
A great one.
And
gone.
just
It's a shame.
so funny. Such a funny
Hate
man.
to lose funny people. I really do. And
Too young.
That's just, really a lot of good comedy in that guy, and just a unique comedy, just the delivery. And, well, we always talked about it. Just a marvelous stand-up, marvelous anchor. I loved his anchoring
Oh,
for
so
Weekend
good on
Update.
Weekend Update. He's one of the elite community to drop an F-bomb on Saturday Night Live. Attaboy, Norm.
This next story, I might be the number one shill for Jackass. I seriously might be the guy because I read every Jackass story. I don't know why, and I don't know why I've waited this long. I probably was somebody when they first came out, I was like, oh, those rowdy guys, like that. I don't know why. Maybe I hear about the amount of medical bills they've sustained, and you go back and look at the old stuff.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. This might be hard to believe. Here's the way the story starts, but there actually were some Jackass scenes that were a bit too graphic to show on TV.
Oh.
On the latest episode of Hot Ones, Truth or Dab, Steve-O described 3 scenes that were cut, and they all involve Johnny Knoxville.
Of course. Yeah.
Who really... He's the big star of Jackass, but he's probably also the one who put his ass on the line more than any of them. Steve-O said in a scene called Box Downstairs, quote, Johnny just got in a box. They tucked in some pillows around him, taped it up, and rolled it down a huge flight of cement stairs.
Oh, my God.
And it was violent as hell. That's it. I don't know why they had to cut it, but maybe he got messed up.
Well, not just that. It's like that is funny, but they have such funnier prank that just gets cut from the movie. They're like, that's not crazy enough.
Yeah.
The second scene is when Johnny shot himself with a .38 caliber Smith & Wesson revolver.
Whoa.
And the third scene... Did you ever hear about him shooting himself? No.
I've heard of this scene and standards in practice? Is it practice? What's that?
It'd be called standards in practice. Yeah.
They said no effing way are you putting that out. If kids die doing that, it's on us.
The third scene is when Johnny Knoxville got hit by a car. Steve-O said, quote, he said, I'm Johnny Knoxville and I'm going to get hit by a car real soon. And then a car just came flying. They're such idiots.
They really
And then a car
are.
just came flying. He went through the windshield, rolled over. I don't know what that. They asked him, what were you thinking when you got hit by a car? And his answer was, I wore 2 pairs of jeans so that I'd be safe. They are promoting this next one. Jackass Forever. Is that the movie that's coming out?
Yeah.
They're doing such a great job.
Great
just
reviews.
Does it
early
really?
reviews, yeah. Now, if
We'll
that's
see.
your type of comedy, I'll watch
Yes.
all of them, not in the theater, but at home because I need to collect all of them. I need to see every stunt.
Jackass Forever drops in February. So we'll see it then.
We're a funny country, we in the United States,
Funny,
whether you
ha-ha?
like it or not. Do I amuse you? Do I make you laugh? Whether you like it or not, Cops is an American institution, and it's coming back. The show was canceled last year, along with the A&E show Live PD, due to national outrage in the wake of the George Floyd murder by a police officer. But Fox News is bringing back the Cops show on its Fox Nation streaming service beginning October 1st. Meanwhile, Live PD host Dan Abrams says he and the producers are doing everything possible to bring their show back, and he claims there's, quote, significant interest within the industry. Bad boys.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it.
I didn't watch
I
it
would.
when it was on, so I'm not
Why?
going to
Why
watch
didn't you like it?
It's unpleasant.
I watched it drinking one night with a bunch of people. We had a bet on each segment whether the guy would have a shirt on or not, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Well, if you make it into a sporting thing, then now I'm in.
Well, you can gamble on anything. People are now huffing the fumes from onions because they think it kills the coronavirus.
Well, I've heard this.
We're bright people.
I've heard this in my mom in the early times of COVID. She would get these like memes from people that were not bright about taking a hairdryer and putting a hairdryer into your nostrils. I was like, what is going on?
Now, this was from your brothers?
No,
Sister?
this is like from her friends from El Pueblo.
Oh, that means the
memes.
Pueblo.
Memes claiming it's true have been circulating on Facebook, especially in Asia. They say to cut an onion in half, cup it against your nose and mouth, and take a series of deep breaths. But there's zero evidence. Really? Zero evidence that it actually works?
Not even one evidence?
It's gained so much traction that the news outlet AFP felt the need to debunk it. One doctor they talked to said it's more bogus misinformation that could actually be harmful to the general public.
But it's great for Big Onion. Do you think it was started? Was it started by the onion industry?
Maybe.
Yeah, to sell onions.
But also, people are so desperate they'll try anything.
Yeah, it's true.
No.
It's
It'll
true.
make you cry. You're gonna cry. All right. So, do you want to hear about the? I'm going to skip the Florida today. I'm going to go to Sioux Falls. All
Sioux
right?
Falls.
Okay.
Little something because we're running late.
Okay.
And we've got Mac
want him
McIntosh
next?
coming up.
Macintosh.
A Sioux Falls man faces burglary charges after police found him after hours at a bar drinking a beer. Police say 53-year-old. His name. What was his name here? It doesn't say his name, does it? Well,
Does
anyway.
it matter?
He was 53, and he was arrested about 5:30 a.m. Hey, that's cool. He's 53, and he's arrested at 5:30.
Coincidence.
The man was charged with first-degree burglary and booked into the Minnehaha County Jail.
Which one?
Minnehaha.
Oh, that's a good jail.
Yeah, welcome to Lake Minnehaha. An alarm notified police of a possible occupant at the bar. Police said they found the man walking around the establishment drinking a beer. Police were unsure how the man got into the bar, but they said forced entry was not a factor. Well, then, maybe he hid in the men's stall then.
It could be, though.
Eh? You betcha, yeah. Yeah, he was kind of funny looking, you know? So what do you mean funny looking? I don't arrange that kind of thing.
Only he didn't say thank you.
So there you go. End of story. Yeah, you got that right. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Minnehaha. Thanks a lot for coming. I just stayed there and hid in the stall, so I could get a free beer after hours. Yay.
I ate at Minnehaha. They made an onion volcano right on the hibachi.
Yeah, and then you huffed it.
I did.
And you'll never get COVID.
Never been better.
We'll be back with Mac McIntosh. Hello there. I know it might seem counterintuitive and maybe even silly to take advice from a promo, but I'm something of a famous radio pitchman. So this is something you can believe in. My mother always said that you can trust a man with facial hair. And if you have any confidence at all in the wisdom of a mother, it's time to stare at my drawn-on mustache and heed my words. Do you need a little more laughter in your dark, secluded, lonely life? Sure you do. You need the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. For pennies a day, the Bonus Show will take you from zero to hero. And all the ladies will be digging your scene. Grab it at MikeO'MaraShow.com. You'll be glad you did, and we'll be glad for you. Buy the Bonus Show and make me smile. A big, flashy, fake, insincere smile. You earned it, Pachango. Thank you. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show.
Thank you.
Whether you're camping in the woods or at a backyard get-together or a backyard get-together, there's nothing like a roaring fire to bring you back to what matters. Put down your device. Dig the warmth, the brilliance, the connection. Those fireside moments ground you in what it means to be human. And we are getting into that time of the year where a solo stove is so wonderful for your backyard to sit there and just chill out.
Yeah.
It creates story-worthy moments. Fireside fumes not included. The stainless steel construction is designed to regulate airflow and burn more efficiently. With so little smoke, you'll wonder how there's so much fire. No campfire smell either on your clothes and hair, and nothing left but ultrafine ash for easy cleanup. From camp stoves to backyard bonfires, Solo Stove products are portable and built to last, easy to light with a few bits of starter. Your fire's ablazing in minutes, and Solo Stove is so confident in their products, they give you a lifetime warranty for every single purchase. No one needs a reason to gather around the fire. Solo Stove just took away any reason not to.
True story. This past weekend, they are so portable. They actually come with a bag.
Yes.
I bagged up my Solo Stove, went and saw our buddies Doug and Haiti. We had a fire on their patio with my Solo Stove.
Wow.
You went all the way to Haiti to see your friend Doug?
No. I went to Doug. Haiti is the wife, you see.
Oh, it sounded like you said you went to see your friend Doug in Haiti.
No, I did the volunteer work the previous weekend.
Okay. Now you can get $10 off when you use promo code TMOS at checkout. Just go to solostove.com, and remember, you get $10 off when you use promo code TMOS. Is Mike McIntosh standing by? We don't have much time.
He's in the
for him.
waiting room, yes. Let
He's
him
in the waiting
Pony.
room. So give me an update. What was the last when we checked in with him? He was moving into his new pad? Is
Exactly,
that what it was?
and I believe we were going to challenge him on furnishings. Is that right, Oscar?
yes.
About how he's going to have it
If he
furnished?
had moved in.
Yes.
If he was
I
there.
hear that. There he is. Ding dong.
Oh, look at this guy.
Actually, that's more like me. Hold
I
on.
wasn't going to say
See
anything,
that?
Mike.
Hey, nice gaming chair. Really nice gaming
Are you
chair.
unmuted?
Unmute your mic, Mike.
Unless
Mac.
he's muted on our end. What's wrong with him here?
I don't know.
I heard the ding ding, so
Yeah.
that's not
What
us.
it's a great picture, though.
It's a wonderful picture of a beautiful thing.
You've got
Very
such
nice.
soft skin.
Now I hear you.
Talk
you
now.
there?
Okay, you hear me now?
I do
Yes,
hear you now.
yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. How are you?
I'm doing well in my new place.
Can you show us your gaming chair? I'm really
Sure.
My son wants a gaming chair, so I wanted to see that. Look at that.
This is
you nerd doof.
Yeah, I'm not sure he
All right.
wants that
Back.
gaming chair.
go
That is a beautiful game.
all
Do you
the
sell
way
that?
back.
Oh,
look at this guy.
Is that a gaming chair or a dental chair?
Looks like a
It's
off
very
chair to me.
similar.
That is exactly what it is, right? That's a gaming chair. is
It's
it
a
not?
gaming chair.
Now,
This is a
Mike, you know what he does in
Micro
that chair.
branded gaming chair. Yes.
Oh, really? You get discounts on the gaming chairs?
Yeah, got a pretty good discount because this is made by the company who's associated with Micro Center.
That's a really nice chair. Is that as comfortable as it looks?
Oh God, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It doesn't
That's
look that
wonderful.
comfortable. I think it looks too
What
narrow.
is wrong with you? What are you so
It's made
anti-gaming
for
chair
skinny
Yeah,
for?
I mean, if
It's
you
made
do
for
have
skinny
broad
people.
shoulders, these little flaps will get in the way, but it fits me perfectly.
Mike, I'm anti-gaming chair because I come from a family of quality furniture.
Yeah.
And that is built to be disposable right there. You're looking
All
at
I know is
Yes.
one of the most expensive chairs I ever bought, and I still have this tongue flap from where the staples came undone, and I don't believe any furniture is worth spending too much money for.
Thomasville.
And I know a lot of people say, hey, you got it. What is it? What are you
Thomasville.
saying?
Buy Thomasville, Mike.
Thomasville, you with your 700% markup.
Yeah, how about
you
Haywood
know.
Wakefield? Also great.
Haywood Wakefield?
Haywood Wakefield? Sure.
I've never heard of Haywood Wakefield.
They
Where's that from?
specialized in maple furniture.
Mike,
Beautiful stuff.
You want a solid Herman Miller. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Herman Miller?
Also great.
Okay.
Lane is out of business, I just found out, so you can't buy Lane anymore. Unless it's
Made
on
some good chairs, wooden chairs up in Maine. I got them from an antique sale one time.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah. Mhm.
I've got 4 dining room chairs up in Maine that are like from a company where they were built in
Sprague-
Maine. I don't know what it is.
It wasn't
what?
Sprague Carlton. It's another great
Spread Carlton?
Sprague Carlton also made maple furniture.
That sounds like something you'd do in like an old sitcom. It was really dirty.
Let's get back to Mac.
All right. What
Yeah,
kind of furniture
sorry.
do you like, Mac?
Well, I got some good. I actually did get a Lazy Boy, which is one
Is
of
that
the
your-
best.
Is that
That's
your
the
lazy
black
boy
one.
behind you?
That one
Oh.
right there, yeah.
Oh,
Can we
look
see
at
it? Can we see
I
it better?
can bring you over, see this
Yeah,
whole
take
place.
us
So let me
around.
turn
Yeah,
the
take us
camera
around the new pad, and,
Yeah.
and
Sure.
maybe we could
Let me
explain
turn this
something
around.
called artwork to you.
Because Mike,
All right.
we sold.
I am
Lazy
lacking
Boys.
that currently, so let me.
What is
unplug
that?
this.
Well, I just saw a claw, some sort of like medieval claw or so. Oh, look at the
Those
game.
DVDs.
So these are that's my bookshelf. But let me show you the chair first.
That's really going to be a panty
here is
dropper
the
for any
lazy
girl that
chair.
walks in there.
Oh,
boy.
look at that lazy boy.
You know what
That's
that looks
great.
like? Believe
Next
it or
to my
not,
couch.
I might know the serial number for that because we sold Lazy Boys. That might be. Is it a swivel or is it just stay still?
It's a rocking. Yeah.
Okay, that's a 10426.
Rob sold furniture in
I
a
did.
previous
I
life.
didn't understand that.
That's a nice sofa. Is that a new sofa?
New sofa. That came from Value City.
Good man.
Vulva
and
City.
I love Value City.
Table.
I went to Value City. I furnished some basement furniture and it
This
ripped.
is my video center.
Oh,
Where it has-
Can you
look
zoom
at
in on
you.
that, please? Can we see the titles?
What- yeah,
Is
what
there
do you
any
have on the
porn?
shelf?
Sure. So let's go top to bottom on each one. So each shelf on this shelf is basically PlayStation.
Okay,
This
yeah,
is my
the
PlayStation
display.
1 shelf. Has
The
the
display.
PlayStation 1 with all the games I had.
Okay.
Below it,
Oh, so
PlayStation 2.
it's like a museum piece.
Yeah. And has all the games. Fits actually perfectly. Every single game fit with the PlayStation 2.
Nice.
Next shelf is just the set of all my favorite games of the Kingdom Hearts series.
Oh my God.
Wow,
And then
whatever
here's
that
the
is.
PlayStation 3. Had two PlayStation 3s because one of them broke.
Mm.
With a few less games because a lot of times I would get them online.
Yeah.
Are
This
you
is
a
my
PS guy? Are you a Sony PlayStation guy? Is that your
Always, yeah. Never.
What
and
the hell
Nintendo.
is that? Is that like a colonoscopy machine down there? What the hell
So,
is that?
This is, I mean, on the right side is my PlayStation 4 stuff, but on the left side and down here is my flight simulator gear.
Oh, wow. Now I am impressed with that. So, all right, take me. There's a little orange dial that, oh, wait. No, zoom in on that a little bit. Is that the gas pedal? I mean, the gas for the plane?
The throttle?
This
The
one
throttle?
is
The throttle?
This one, yeah, the one on the left and the right are both throttles or two different throttles. I use them interchangeably depending on which plane I'm flying.
And Mike, right above it, if you look carefully, you can see his ventilator.
Do you have a flight
His
mask?
iron lung.
We should explain that what he has just shown us is a modular styled bookshelf, and every shelf is dedicated
I like that it's
to a
organized.
different
It is the-
gaming platform, and I
Yes,
think it's
it is
fantastic.
The Billy bookshelf from IKEA.
All right, use your shaking hand to point at what everything is. Show
Okay,
me. That's the
so-
first throttle.
That's a throttle. This is also a throttle, but it has a lot more interchangeable buttons.
Mhm.
So
Which one do you
That's a
hook up to
throttle?
your junk?
yeah, it goes up
The
forward.
virtual
look at
stewardess.
that. See, I'd love to have a flight
This
simulator.
is joystick.
This poor kid.
Joystick.
He's not a. This is a young man who's out on his
He
own.
could
Now
have
he's getting all
spent
the
all
toys
that
he
money
wants.
on all those shelves and at least purchased 3 or 4 different escorts. He would have
Yeah.
been A-okay.
Yeah, and a painting.
Okay.
Today you
Then
are,
down
man.
here.
Jesus.
This is my yoke. What is
Oh, I
just
bet
my
it
favorite thing, the
is.
most expansive thing,
Expansive.
which can go in, can go out, but it will pull out of the shelf. Left, right. It's
All right. So what do you hook that yoke up to? Do you put your penis
all into my
out?
computer. It runs the game Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's one of the most realistic flight simulators I've ever seen.
Top 10 to be sure.
So let me
It-
ask you this question because I am fascinated by the video game flight simulator. So do you have a dedicated computer just to your flight simulator?
Oh God, yes. Well,
Oh,
not just
wow.
to that. This is my beast of the computer that runs everything. It
Okay.
is. I mean, it's got full RGB and everything.
How much do real
course.
balls cost? Or those Island Beauties?
Oh,
Let me-
I'd have to ask him. I forget the
Maybe
price
get a
point.
discount
Yeah.
for
Oh, you mean a love doll?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for him.
Remember the
let me
Island
ask
Beauties?
Mac.
on a
Mac.
shelf.
So
Yeah.
how much?
This
If
is my
somebody
whole desk.
really wants, so where do you hook up your yoke? Like on that table?
It actually has right here. Let me grab it.
I'm a little bit of a geek,
This
guys, when
little-
it comes
Yeah,
to
we
flight
can tell.
simulators.
This is what holds it in place. You clamp it in,
Oh, onto
To
the
the
desk.
desk.
Yeah.
So cool.
holds it in place. Also,
Where do you put the
best thing
hand
about this
lotion?
desk.
Shut up! I'm trying to watch him do it. I'm into this. Stop it.
This desk does raise into a standing desk.
Is it waterproof?
You guys, they suck, Mac. I'm totally
Yeah.
into
Mike,
this.
it's amazing.
I am totally-
Every hair was placed into the head one at
Now
a
it's a
time.
standing desk. So
right.
I absolutely love this desk. Also from
Okay.
IKEA.
Yeah. How much do you think to get all those flight simulator things? How much is the investment?
I probably spent about $400 on all those parts.
So $400 gets you the whole thing,
but not the computer.
Not the computer.
You
like
can get it for a lot
computer.
cheap.
$2,000
I mean, the main things that you need. So the yoke that I got comes with the black, blue, and red throttle system. So those come together. I got this separate because I liked it better. And so that was about
Oscar and Rob aren't into this. I am.
He's making it seem like he's a pilot.
Yeah. You're not
I want to be a pilot.
That's the question I have. Do you think so you fly like a 737, things like that, a Gulfstream, right? You fly all these on the simulator?
I'm not skilled enough to do it.
What do you fly?
I've started with like small Cessnas.
Do you think you could get into the cockpit of a set? What do you want? What are you doing? What are both of you doing?
The whole point of flying is to fly the big boys, not to jump in the Cessnas.
Exactly.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
All right. So if you're flying these, could you get into the cockpit, do you think, and make a go of it if your instructor had like a heart attack?
Oh, absolutely. A Cessna, yes.
What if you were flying to like Comic-Con and they come on the loudspeaker and then, boom!
Mac,
do we have a pilot?
There's been
make some time for us, Mac. We got to leave you because we've run out of show. But when we come back, can we come to your house again and talk to you?
Sure. Absolutely.
Because we're running out of time. And there's the TV.
Can he show us one more thing before we jump off? Like, what do you want to show
Oscar,
us?
he can. He can, of course.
What do you want?
Dealer's choice. You tell me.
The shoes by the door. The shoes by the door.
The shoes by the door.
Are those
Let
heels?
me see the shoes by the door.
I can show the bedroom.
Please show us the shoes by the door.
Yeah, save the bedroom for next time.
It's got my dress shoes, my moccasins, and my sandals.
That's great. And you know, Mike, if he's a good boy, Santa fills them with candy.
We love you, Mac.
Let me just do a quick once over of the whole place.
Okay.
So,
all right. Very
here is living room area.
Correct.
Right next to it, dining room area.
Nice.
Right.
And then back here is a window to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Can we see in your refrigerator, please? Can we see in your refrigerator?
Classic bit. May we see your refrigerator, please?
Okay.
All right.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right. Let's see. What do we have
Ta-da.
here?
So we
what
got
are those beverages?
Dr. Pepper Zero sugar and Cherry Coke Zero sugar.
Nice.
And what's to the left of it? What are the green bottles?
Sprites.
Sprite Simulator.
Yeah,
Sprite Simulator.
And Mike, just below it, one human head.
Yes, there it is.
Yeah, we got some leftover pizza up top.
Nice.
Leftover rice, jelly.
Man.
All my standard butters.
Jelly. Isn't
and
jelly
condiments.
always left over, technically?
I can't believe it's not butter.
Yes. Gatorade.
Yeah, boy, a lot of
Getting
fun.
a little
Come on over to Mac's house for dinner. We're having jelly and rice and Sprite.
Let's see the bathroom.
Bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is one
Getting
of
a
the
little blurry
best
there.
things
You're not taking your meds. It's getting blurry. All right.
Maybe I'm not taking
So this
mine.
is my new shower curtain that I got.
Ooh.
Oh, well, let's see. What's that?
It's Japanese waves.
Oh,
The
look
rising
at
sun
you with
over
your
mountain.
Zen life.
Now, do you actually take
Probably
a
better to
shower,
see it this-
or do you do a shower simulator?
It's beautiful.
Now, let me get back. The connection's going away.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
Let me get closer to the router.
That was that. We didn't see the bedroom.
Oh,
Oh, ladies.
Oh my goodness.
Yummy.
There's the bedroom.
Dresser, another TV.
Nothing says I want to have sex than a folding chair.
Yeah.
That's temporary. That's going away shortly.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're in the
That's it.
bedroom, where do you clamp the yoke?
We gotta go, Mac. We gotta go on that note.
We love you.
Thank you.
We'll see
we
you
love
soon,
you,
rats,
Mac.
man.
Bye. Thank you, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. That's Mike McIntosh. That was fun.
Well worth it.
Oh, should have spent more time with that. We'll get him back on.
Yes,
I want to find out. Oh, listen, because I have many questions because he appears to be living in a basement. We'll take a break and we'll come back with something else. I don't even know where I am.
Keystone Country 99.7.
KTMOS Country driving you loco on the Cattle Drive to Work show. Good morning, America. It's me, Chuck Wagon, on Speewack County's best country, playing the country hits while you're spraying your stinky pets. Have you ever thought about being a KTMOS talking head? Well, have you? Well, partner, it's easy to do. Just drop us a note at rob@mikeomerashow.com. That's Rob with 2 B's, doodah. Tell us why you'd be a great talking head, and be sure to include your phone number, and don't forget your name. Oh, what's my name?
F you, that's my name. Here's Buck Owens.
You don't know me, but you don't like me.
There he goes. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. This portion of our program brought to you by KiwiCo. You know, we all know this school year is going to be different. Oh, I'll tell you about that in a second. You might even be schooling from home. And as parents, it can be time-consuming to give your kids the extra help they might need. So here's a bit of help. KiwiCo can deliver a science fair project or an art class right to your door. Hands-on education you're going to love. Cultivate your child's natural creativity and curiosity with new hands-on projects every month. They'll explore new worlds and rediscover familiar ones without leaving home. Michael loved building his own kaleidoscope, everything from sailing the solar system. He loved his sun, earth, and moon lantern.
So cool.
To engineering a drip irrigation system. Do your part to encourage your children to be innovators and creative thinkers. We need them now more than ever. There's no commitment, so you can pause or cancel anytime. And the best part, watching their confidence grow as big as their smile. KiwiCo is redefining learning with hands-on projects that build confidence, creativity, and critical thinking skills. There's something for every kid or kid at heart at KiwiCo. Get your first month free on select crates at KiwiCo.com/TMOS. That's KIWICO.com/TMOS. And the latest update down here. Didn't want to lead with it because I was simply too disappointed today. Right. The nonstop battle against protecting children from getting this horrible virus. It continues here in Florida, and a appeals court upheld the governor's wishes to prevent the mask mandate. And so now the superintendent of schools last night sent a letter to all of us saying that children can now opt out again if their parents wish them to. And so it's back to where it was. There are a few changes where it's horrible. We sent our child to school today.
Yeah.
And there are kids in there because it has become a political thing. And where this happened, I don't know. I always talk about looking back and thinking about how history will judge this time. But
well, I think it's going to be pretty clear that a international, worldwide, tragic situation was weaponized and used to split the electorate.
Yeah,
and that's not okay. It's not okay. And so much damage was done that even with a reversal of the head of state, it's going to take a lot of undoing to do. And it's so clear how we could have fought it. Mm-hmm. And when there is even if the percentage that opposed it was smaller, we have to be together to move forward. Mm-hmm. And it's, Mike, I almost look forward to seeing 50 years from now, if we possibly could, how this is regarded. And it was very...
Well, in order for me to see that, I would have to be a monster. I would have to crawl out of the ground from my grave
but
and see that.
It might not take 50 years because, as we discussed on the bonus show, that documentary about 9/11 was 20 years ago. And we have a different view of that now than we do then. So maybe 20 years from now, we can look back on this with some clarity.
That means nothing right now.
You're right, but
it means
I'm just
nothing
saying.
right now. God willing, in 2 weeks, Mike, the FDA will give emergency authorization, from the reports I'm seeing, for 5 to 12-year-olds to take the Pfizer vaccine, for it to be available for those children.
It's not really easy to describe the feelings of a parent. And I have to say this, the people that got so angry at the school board and were calling them demons, I don't feel that way because I know that they're dealing with trying to follow the law. I really do believe that. I think that, they're afraid of they have jobs to do. They don't want to lose their jobs. I understand how there are threats, and the other side is trying to do everything legally and intimidatingly possible to get this thing pushed through because of what is called the Parents' Bill of Rights, where it is determined that the parents know best and that public health is taking a backseat to this. So my wife and I we're in the throes of this, and we don't know where to go.
I think the underlying tone of the Parents' Bill of Rights is people like getting their way, and that's not fair.
Well, you can't even buy your way out of this.
It's going to go to the Supreme Court. Yeah. So I think based on the letter of the from the superintendent, but it's, he talks about, I still hope that people will wear masks and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, when you read that, it kind of rings hollow because, everybody should do why should people be encouraged to do their part when the leader of the state is not doing his part?
Exactly.
It's a scary thing, and it's not political, guys. This is not. It's been made political, but this is just one layer of protection.
That's all.
For a child. For a child. God, wrap your head around it. It doesn't make sense. So I go drop him off, and thank God the kids in his neighborhood, all the kids at the school bus were masked up.
Good.
God love them. And he said 6 kids in his class of 20-something do not wear masks, including his best friend.
No.
And so I don't know whether that's the kid doing this or whether I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. That's not what I'm into. But it's a I can't describe the feeling. It's
Helpless.
a feeling of total helplessness, and why this had to be this way. I will never know. I guess I don't know. I can't talk about it. I'll get emotional because it's where we are, and we have more riots coming in D.C. too, Oscar. That's going to be coming too in our crazy land that we live in right now. You got the fences up and everything.
No, we'll get the fences the day after tomorrow, and they're prepared for what they're calling a small, brief rally to protest the people that are being punished for the first rally, the insurrection, on January 6th. And it is a scary flippin' time to be here that they're planning for this.
Well, because this is on the heels of the first time in my lifetime that I ever felt like unsafe with the thought of the ability to demonstrate and march in this wonderful city.
Yeah.
Right?
It's weird.
I'm like,
it's a weird
and
time.
I literally looked at Shannon and I was like, I don't want to be alarmist, but do you think we should go to my mom's and just deal with this nonsense?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There have been protests in D.C. forever.
Yeah.
And, I think it's going to hopefully be confined to a certain area. But once again, the first responders, the guys that are on the job, Park Police, D.C. Metro Police,
Capitol
Secret
Police.
Service, all the people that have to be there. My thoughts are with those guys and gals that are going to be dealing with that. Is it this weekend?
So we deal. So
Saturday.
Just for further context, we work with a handful of 60 Minutes contractors that specifically work for CBS 60 Minutes, and then when they can, they'll moonlight with us.
Mm-hmm.
And talking to one of the gentlemen yesterday, he said, this is the first time where he would think of wearing his flak jacket when he would be out shooting news. But this is the first time he doesn't even think about it. He's like, it's coming because you don't know what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
Weird world, weird times.
It is.
It continues. So sorry about that. I had to get that off my chest.
True,
and maybe we'll have more on that as time goes on up in D.C. as you guys get ready for that. And lots more fun. We didn't even get a chance to talk about Are You Ready for the Football? But we'll take a break and we will come back with the. Are we at the digital dumpster portion of the program?
Dumpster.
What the hell happened to this show? We'll take a break, come back with Rob right after this on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Mike O'Mara Show.
Probably have a couple beers.
TMOS.
2, 3, 4.
A full-bodied podcast.
Sometimes wine.
With earthy tones of pop culture and a bouquet of comedy, wit, and sarcasm.
Do you drink every night, Pony?
Yeah. I'll have a martini about 5 o'clock.
The Mike O'Mara Show.
Sometimes 4 to 6 beers.
A drinking show.
4 or 5 drinks.
With a radio problem.
How am I alive?
Watch the live feed weekdays at MikeO'MaraShow.com or download it wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This portion of our program brought to you by Nutrafol. When it comes to thinning hair, you no longer have to choose between natural remedies and those that work. There's a holistic solution for men that promotes both healthier hair and whole body wellness without drugs or prescriptions. Did you know that there are 5 root causes of thinning hair? Nutrafol is the hair supplement that goes beyond genetics to target stress hormones, nutrition, metabolism, and environmental factors that may be impacting your hair. Nutrafol is clinically shown to improve hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage without compromise. 21 potent. I'm sorry, I was going to say potential. They're not potential. They're potent.
They're actual.
P-O-T-E-N-T. Potent.
2.
Potent natural ingredients also support sex drive. better sleep, and less stress. In a clinical study, men showed progressive improvement in hair growth and thickness after 3 and 6 months. Nutrafol is also trusted and recommended by more than 1,500 top doctors. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code TMOS to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code TMOS. Now let's get over and open this thing.
Please
because
open
it's
it
been
up.
waiting. I want to see who's in there down at the bottom. Hello.
Hey, baby, welcome on in here to the Wolfman Jack
Oh,
Show.
Wolfman.
And you missed yesterday,
exciting.
Mike. Roddy was visiting. No, was in the dumpster yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in the dumpster.
Yeah, he was not visiting. He was in there.
Yeah, because he's dead.
He is dead. He is dead.
Yeah.
And the Wolfman was one of my favorite Halloween costumes you ever did.
That's right. I wore the black Kiana shirt. And
Yeah.
I jet blacked my, and it was something where I could pull it off, and I jet blacked my hair, and I was just like, clap for the Wolfman.
He's great.
Dig him to the day you die.
Legendary.
Yeah,
All right.
you want a popsicle? All right.
Oscar, have you ever seen American Graffiti?
No.
You should see it. It's a great film.
Popsicle.
And the Wolfman plays himself in it.
Well,
and
no,
he's
I've
great.
seen. Well, I had to look it up the first time you guys talked about him.
Okay, so you've seen that scene.
Yes, and I know that
Ron Howard is in
got a
it.
great soundtrack.
Cindy
You
Williams,
guys gave me
Harrison
He's got
that.
a
Ford.
baby Harrison Ford in it.
Mhm. Charlie Martin. And of
Yeah.
course, Richard Dreyfuss, my buddy.
Richard Dreyfuss.
They drive up and down the street, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, Mike, one of my nerdiest traits that I've had my entire life, and there's plenty to pick from, but I've always collected radio jingles. And it's fun because I'm a radio guy, and every now and then I hear one I've never heard before. And Jeff Mason, a radio buddy of mine that I worked with in Pennsylvania when I had that job at that Top 40 station a million years ago, he's a bigger jingle collector than I am, and he sent me this based on yesterday's show. We were talking about what Oscar buys at Wawa. And this jingle, Mike, this is a classic. This is a top 10 one of all time.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
And that is that is the true Jam 7 voice sound out of Dallas, Texas. And he worked at a 90s themed station.
Cool.
So they had these jingles made.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Yeah, baby.
Love it. Cool.
Jingle time.
So Monday Night Football on the heels of a great Sunday Night Football game. Last night's Monday Night Football game. Mike, it went into overtime.
So much fun to watch.
They thought the Ravens might be able to pull it off, but at the first game ever played with an audience in Las Vegas, Nevada, because of COVID last year, the Ravens pulled it off.
Second,
blew it.
No, stop.
The Ravens
you messed
blew it.
it up.
I
Yeah,
did.
You messed
He's
it up.
so non-football.
You're so terrible.
He's so non-sports.
Can I put it together just briefly?
Yes.
The Raiders looked like they won in overtime. Like they were 27-27.
The good group.
They tied up. It was just you're like, oh my God. And then it looked like they won.
All they needed
Right?
was a field goal, right?
No. Stop talking. You sound like an idiot.
Hold it. I want to just say this.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
I sat there and I said, well, the Ravens put up a good fight. Didn't work out. I'm a Ravens fan. Let's move on. I said, okay, the Raiders won. There was a goal line interception. Went through the hands of the receiver, hit the helmet of a Ravens player, and then picked off. Okay, here we go. The Ravens, all they needed to do was score a field goal at this point. Didn't work out. They ended up fumbling.
So wait. Let me see, because I didn't watch the game.
Yes.
And I know there were two big comebacks.
Yes.
I know Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes brought them back against the Cleveland Browns.
Correct.
But as far as who intercepted who? Who intercepted who?
So David Carr threw a ball that went through his receiver's hands, Butterfingers, and
the Ravens intercepted.
Yeah, their defense intercepted,
and they have to march down the field, and all they need to do is score a field goal to win.
That's it.
We'll win it.
Yes. Will they win it? They don't because they fumble the ball.
So they intercept the ball and then they fumble the ball.
Yes, and at this
point,
it
was a daunting task to be probably. Did they? Oh, by the way, did they recover the interception in the end zone?
Yes. So they went all the way to
started at their 20.
Yeah, so
they went to the 20-yard.
Yes.
And who fumbled?
The quarterback. The quarterback.
Just like the Giants.
So
we're not the only ones.
So then you're like, okay, at this point, the Raiders, all they need is a field goal
That's right.
to win the game.
Well, wait a minute. You just said all the Ravens needed was a field goal.
Yes,
to win
but then they fumbled the ball.
Is the game tied at this point?
Yes,
overtime tied at 27.
So they're both trying to win the game.
Yes. Correct.
So they recover.
The Raiders line up for a field goal to kick the ball.
Yes.
And then they have an offsides. So they get pushed back 5 yards.
Yes.
So then they line up again, but not for a field goal, but to get some yardage, and this is what happens.
So they decide on 4th down to go for it.
I believe it was. I don't think it was 4th.
No, they went for the kick early.
They wanted to just end the game.
Okay, so it's 3rd down, and now they want to get the yardage back.
It's overtime. They're tied at 27.
Get at 14. Can't lose any yards here. Going to throw. Drake picked up the pressure. All alone is Zay Jones, and he will prance into the end zone.
Raiders win. Raiders win. Raiders win.
And the victory in overtime for the Raiders, and this celebration is for real.
It was pretty good ending.
Beautiful game.
Yeah,
wonderful stadium.
2 great primetime games.
I hated that the Ravens had lost, but you sat there, you're like, man, what a game.
Don't forget, Thursday night, Loser Bowl. Loser Bowl. We've already got one. Washington football team against the New York Giants.
Well, this has been a football-rich audio vault, so let's close with this. I want you to know that Jeff Bezos is rumored and to be in talks to buy the Denver Broncos. Now, I think if he moves some numbers around in his budget, he can afford it. Experts say that if he were to buy every NFL team, he would be left with $90 billion. But that's only if he bought every team. So I play this tape as a salute to Jeff Bezos. Let us close with The Simpsons.
Oh, the Denver Broncos.
I think owning the Denver Broncos is pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, explain to me why it isn't.
You just don't understand football, Marge.
And that jackass just bought a soft-serve ice cream machine for his kitchen. I hate Jeff Bezos. That's your digital dumpster. Have a good Tuesday, everybody.
That's it. We got to get out of here. Our thanks to Mike McIntosh for coming on the show. And thanks to my mother-in-law for going in and getting that water out of the
Creep shop.
out of the grocery store. That was good photojournalism.
Yeah, she could watch that show Pinky and the Brain.
Yes, yeah. You can almost smell that picture, can't you? Anyway, we'll be back with a brand new episode tomorrow for Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana. Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
How would you like to be told that about your child? He's minimally exceptional. Oh, thank God for that.